Hey, hey, don't hurt me. What's happening? Let's get this thing started. We are streaming live all over the world right now. So we got people on YouTube's, we got Facebook, we got Instagram, we got Twitch, we got Twitter, we got YouTube, we got Instagram, and we got TikTok. So what's happening? So today's subject is you are wrong about money. Your understanding of money is wrong. Your view of money is wrong. And a lot of people, when it comes to this stuff, they are doing it wrong. But we'll get into some Q&A and stuff like that. But let me get to the subject at hand. Someone say they started a business. We're doing good so far. I see you. I see your Instagram. Right? But I'm going to put you on some game, though. Especially if you want to scale or expand that business. Okay. A lot of y'all are understanding money wrong. Y'all think y'all know money, but y'all really don't. Whenever you go to do something with money, if you don't have an understanding of the money that's coming in or out, you will never be ahead in life. Because I meet celebrities, I meet pro athletes, I meet entertainers, and these guys are bringing in millions of dollars, but broke. But why? Are these guys smarter than you? And a lot of people say, oh man, if I had that kind of money, I would make it. No. Statistics shows that you won't do it. There's a book called Time is Money, Part 2, that talks about if a big influx of money went into everybody's account, about 7 years later, majority of people will still be broke. 99% of people will be broke. You know? So let me test your financial literacy. Okay? Let me test your financial literacy. If you have a job and your job offers you a 401k, how much do you contribute to that? And we're live. Whatever the questions you got, answer them. Do you contribute to your 401k? Some people say no. Some people say the max. Some people say whatever they match. Some people say all of them. Okay. Someone says 16%. Man, if they're matching 5%, you should be at least doing that. Because that's free money. If I'm gonna give you $100 and you're gonna give me $100 back, we're gonna put these 100, you're gonna put 100 in the pot, I'm gonna put $100 in the pot, that's 200 in the pot. And then that's compounding interest on that. Why wouldn't you do that? And I meet people every day that say, I don't know. I didn't do it. All that type of stuff like that. It's free money, people. Oh, I'll figure it out myself. You figure out what yourself? You can make more money than 100% returns plus S&P 500 average return of 12%. You're making 112% annually. You can do better than that. Oh, I'm in crypto. Oh, you mean the accounts that's not has any backing? That shit can go to zero tomorrow, but it makes good returns. Yeah, for now. So did Circuit City. So did Blockbuster. What the fuck does that mean? Enron made good returns too. Look where they at. You know? All right. What about buying a car? How do you buy a car? Since most people got that what you call it question right, let's answer this. How do you buy a car? Do you finance it? Do you buy it for cash? What kind of car do you get? Someone said financing. Someone said lease. Uh-oh. Now we starting to get a differentiation. Now we starting to get some differentiation. I would rather put my fund in an index fund, life cycle fund. Trash! But you see what I'm saying? People are always thinking they know the system. People are always thinking they're smarter than the system. IULs are horrible. But we're not going to go there now. We're focusing on cars. But I'll get back to you. You wait your butt there. You stay right there, buddy. Because I'm going to get you. I'm going to get you, Mr. IUL. I'd rather put mine into an IUL. Why would I keep it into my 401k? I can borrow against. You know what? 2 tiers, 1 bucket. We here. Why would I put it in my 401k? I can put it in my IUL and borrow against it. Listen here, goofball. You can borrow against your 401k too. It's called a portfolio loan. Most financial institutions will loan you money against your portfolio if it has over $30,000 in it. And they'll give you 90% of it. And they charge a one-time fee for it. But IULs will charge you a monthly fee. And they'll charge you a fee to take your money out. So not only in your IUL aren't you making as much money in interest, trash, they're charging you more of a fee to take your own money out. And they make you pay interest to the fund. Anything else? I mean, we can do this all day. And I know this. If I had a pot of money, if I had $100 in this pot, and I had $200 in this pot, which pot is going to grow faster? If I put $100 into my 401k and they match, meaning the same amount I donated, your IUL doesn't match, my brother. So 200 is greater than 100. And let's say, for example, let's say if that IUL is doing some ridiculous magic numbers. Let's say 15% interest. 15%. But my 401k is doing 10% interest. One of them is making double as soon as you put the money in. So I put 100 in, now it's at 200. But this one's doing 15%. You know how long it's going to take you from that 15% to get up to where that double one was? Then you can go take a loan out against your 401k. Hell, you can go to your human resource department and get a loan out. You can borrow against your 401k. Same thing doing an IUL. And then my IUL has a death benefit. Cool. You put $200 into a pot, compound interest at 12%, which is the S&P 500 over 30 years. You put $100 in the pot at 15%, monthly accrued at a certain amount, and see what it's at. Your death benefit is the max contribution that your IUL will give you. Your 401k will give you all your money. All of it. If your death benefit is 500 grand, you will only get 500 grand. When you die, your family will get all of your 401k, which will probably be about 2.5 to 3 million, maybe $4 million. Congratulations, sir. You just screwed your family out of $2.5 million, Holmes, because you think you're smarter than the system. Like I said, the name of this subject today is You Are Not Good with Money. You are not. And that's just IULs. You're better off putting your money into a compounding interest account and get term life insurance. Mr. Richard, what is term life insurance? Congratulations, I guess we're here now. Term life insurance means that you're going to have that life insurance policy for a certain term, 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. The amount is cheaper because more than likely you're not going to pass away in that time. But after that 10-year life term is up, then you will have enough money in your ETF or index fund or 401k to offset the cost if you pass away after that. So instead of you contributing to an IUL, which are like $1,000 a month, I'll just get a term life insurance policy of $60, $70 and take the other $915, $920 a month and invest it myself in an ETF that tracks the S&P 500 over the last, I don't know, 90-something years since the Great Depression, 1937, that's doing 12.1% interest. Hell, IULs generally don't even beat the S&P 500 because the people who sold you the fucking IULs are taking a point off of your money. So they're making 12 points, but they're giving you 11. So they're charging you a shit rate. They're not contributing. They're not max capping. And then when you die, that money that you gave them is worth $3.5 million or something, but they're going to give you a death benefit of $500,000. Congratulations. You lost 3 times. You were a 3-time loser. I thought we was talking about cars, but we get there. We'll get there. We'll get there. I'm sorry. We were talking about cars. But every once in a while, people be getting me hyped up in these damn comment sections, man. And I'm going to tell you something too. This is my last lesson. We'll get back to cars. The smartest people in the world are the brokest. And the dumbest people are the most successful and richest. Let me break it down for y'all. Because y'all probably, y'all hear me, but y'all ain't listening. The smartest people in the world are the brokest. And the dumbest people, or the people that's willing to take risks, are the smartest. Meaning, I see people in my comment section, in my DMs, in my chat, wherever, and they will literally sit there and try to explain to me how shit works. Brother, you are broke. I don't listen to broke people about how money works. Would you listen to a fat personal trainer? Would you listen to a broke financial advisor? Would you listen to that drunk, crazy ass uncle about life decisions? No, I listen to people who got their shit together. I listen to people who have money. I listen to a personal trainer who's in shape. But you're going to tell me how shit works when it comes to money? No, brother. I'm the one with the money. I'm telling you how it works. But you sit there and argue with me on how it works. That's what I'm saying. You're so smart, but yet you're broke. But people like me and other successful people, or people who are rich, we are the dumbest people in the world. When I go places, I always ask, hey man, explain that to me. Hey, why is this like this? Hey, how'd you do that? I'm a dummy because I want the game. I'm an idiot. And whenever they tell me how it works, because people, smart people, love explaining how shit works. This is how I do it. This is what I do. I figured it out. Okay, good. And I'm going to take that same shit and go apply it. Smart people don't implement shit. They just constantly collecting knowledge, collecting gain, collecting gain, collecting gain, collecting gain, and do nothing with it. Dumb people, or people who take action, we hop on it. Cool. I'm a dummy. You teach me everything I need to know, sir. I have no clue what I'm doing. what I need to do. Cool. I'm gonna take everything you said and go do it. Right? And then you're gonna have fun at work. Talking about I thought this millionaire something, and I'm gonna make $100,000 off the bullshit you told me. Get your notebook out. You better. I want the game. I see you. Now let's get to it. Now let's get back to the questions I said earlier. How do you buy cars? Right? We back to the car question. If you wanted to buy a car, how do you do it? Come on, chat. I don't like talking to myself. What you got? How do you buy a car? This almost reverts back to what I'm saying. Let's see how you think. Someone said a promissory note. What was that, owner financing? Somebody said, I don't know, you tell me. Oh, I'm gonna get to it. I'm gonna get to you. Some dealer auctions. Okay. Someone said leasing. Someone said financing. Someone said financing. Cash and cheap. Someone said lines of credit. Someone says bank loan. Put it in your business name. CU relationships. Use cars. Okay. I'm gonna give you some tier list. Okay. Okay, and let's do this too. What kind of cars what kind of cars would you want to buy? I give you $100,000 right now and I say go buy a car. How would you do it? And what kind of car would you buy? All right. Someone says financing. So we're gonna get to we're gonna peel off the banana peel. What kind of car would you buy? Or if you had a crap ton of money, what kind of car would you go buy? Someone said a Tesla. Someone said Cybertruck and advertise. You know what's crazy about Cybertrucks is, man, I know people with Cybertrucks and then they get like so much crap for it. Someone said a RAV4. You think I'm doing all this for a RAV4? Then Mr. Kanye West. Someone said a Brabus. Brabus are overrated. Don't ask me how I know. I try not to brag, man. You know. Someone said a Porsche 911 GT. I can make profit. Shit, you ain't getting that with you ain't getting that with no 100 grand. Someone said an 8K 100 miles and reinvest the difference. Someone said a Nissan. Someone said a Camry. Let me see what we got. Someone said an Escalade at a car dealership. Okay, so there's tiers to buying cars, and a lot of middle class and poor people don't even know it. So one, when you buy a vehicle, right, the average person buys a vehicle because it triggers something in their mind that they want. So when they see a car, they're like, oh man, I like this car. Oh man, I like the way it looks. I like the way it makes me feel. It's comfortable. It gives good gas mileage. And that's just a joke, right? If you ever bought a car for aesthetics or because it makes you feel good, that is an emotional decision. Rich people don't buy stuff on emotion. We buy stuff because it makes financial sense. Okay? So let's get that out of the way. So if you enjoy driving your car or you feel good when you get into your car, that shit is trash. Trash, trash, trash. You don't buy cars because it makes you feel good. No one gives a shit about that, right? Second of all, you only spend like 3% of your life in your car. I know people whose car payment is more expensive than their damn house or their rent. You spend 40% of your time in your house. I think it's like 47%, but whatever. 50% of your life is in your car. I mean, 50% of your life is in your house. And you spend 3 to 4% in your car, but your car payment is more than your rent. Y'all hustling backwards, man. What the fuck's going on? Next, since you realize that you're not going to buy a car for aesthetics and to be cool, Hellcats and all of that kind of dumb shit, Once you realize that, now we start getting into some stuff. You need a car for two reasons: transportation and or tax write-offs. That's the only thing that's the only thing they're there for. Everything else is a joke. So the only two logical ways to do it is to buy the worst beater car out there that's reliable. And if your friends give you shit about it, or if they talk shit about you, then kiss your ass. I got the worst car you will ever meet in your life that I drive on a daily basis. And I don't give a shit what nobody thinks, because I can buy and sell all of their asses 2 times over. You know what I mean? But if you want to take it a step further, say for example, you wanted a nicer car, right? Which I have nicer cars. I just drive the Hootie. But for sake of argument, you wanted a nicer car. There's ways you can do it. The best ways you can do it is using a law or a tax code called Section 179. That tax code 179 means that you can buy a commercial vehicle in your business name. You can do 100% depreciation in the first year, or you can do 20%, or you can do 100% bonus depreciation in 1 year, or you can do 20% depreciation every year for 5 years. Meaning, if you buy a commercial vehicle for your business, you can write it off on your taxes as a business expense. And then the accessories or the things that are attached with it, you can write those things off too. So things like gas, insurance, maintenance, the car payment, you can write that off too, because you're depreciating it. Okay? So if anybody said leasing, you're wrong. Why the fuck would you lease it? Why don't you just buy it and write the whole damn thing off? Now it's yours. Now you can sell that asset down the road if you wanted to. So now, Mr. Richard, I don't want to be driving no damn Sprinter van around. I can't do that. Well, the law states that a commercial vehicle is any vehicle that weighs over 6,000 pounds. What vehicle weighs 6,000 pounds, people? A G-Wagon? So you telling me G-Wagons is a commercial vehicle? Why do you think so many rich people drive them? You think because they look good? That square, ugly piece of POS is trash. Rolls-Royce Cullinans? You think them cars look good? You think people spend $200,000, $300,000 on G-Wagons and Cullinans because they look good? No, because it's a write-off. Suburbans, F-150s. I need a new work truck. You ever see the people driving around with them big ass, nice ass work trucks? It's a tax write-off. Some Ram 1500s. And a lot of times people are, a lot of these companies know that a lot of people are writing these vehicles off in their business names. So they're making the vehicles way more. That's why they have like a cheap model for the brokies or the Mr. and Mrs. insufficient funds. And then they have the big quad cab, dually, Hemi. That shit weighs 6,100 pounds. And somebody buying a $115,000 vehicle truck. Why? Because it's tax write-off. You think you're getting a deal because you're buying a V6 two-door extended cab with 0% interest for $50,000. And who the fuck is buying this one for $115,000? People like me. And I'm writing all that shit off. You might got a deal, but I got a tax write-off. Uruses, freaking Hummers, Cadillac Escalades. You ever went to a dealership or you ever Googled like Cadillac Escalades and you're like, dude, I remember Cadillac Escalades was $60,000. Why the fuck are they $190,000 now? Because people need those write-offs. People will buy them. And you can, and only requirement is that the vehicle has to weigh 6,000 pounds. Shit, you can Google what vehicle weighs over 6,000 pounds. There's your list right there. Right? Only cars I buy are ones that are cheap, that I'm a dog out, or tax write-offs. Everything else is a joke. So, back to what I'm saying. Y'all are doing money wrong. Because a lot of people have cars, they buy cars on emotion. We rich people don't look at stuff emotionally. I don't get in a random RAV4 and think, oh man, this makes me feel so good. I'm not getting that little Honda Accord that I got $2,000 off and say, man, this makes me feel good. No, I buy a G-Wagon or a Cullinan or a Suburban and that type of shit. And I'm writing that shit off, right? I don't give a damn what it looks like. I'm saving money, Also, someone said, do you need a CPA for tax write-offs? Yeah, write your shit off in your taxes. But guess, congratulations. Welcome to the new side of money. If you start rolling with me, then I can introduce you to CPAs and tax professionals who will write that stuff off in your business, right? And this is what's crazy. A lot of people say, I can't afford a CPA. I can't afford to pay somebody to do my taxes. You can't afford not to do it. You might save $200 from going to H&R Block and doing a free tax on TaxSlayer, but you lost out on $3,000 of tax deductions. My tax company, we specialize in amendments. I get literally thousands of people submitting their old taxes to me and say, Mr. Richard, can you find me more money on my taxes? Because we do it for free. Because I'll look for free. Because I know as soon as I show you you've been fucking up and spending $32 on a TurboTax, soon as you, who did your taxes? Well, I did. How much you spend on this? Oh, I got the free one. Buddy, you lost out on $2,700 every year for the last 12 years. Congratulations, you played yourself. You lost $30,000 because you didn't want to spend a couple $100 on a tax professional. Congratulations, sir. And what's crazy is, this is what's so crazy about money that a lot of people don't understand. You ever see people go to like seminars that are like 15, 20, 30, 40, $50,000? You ever see somebody do like a coaching call or a conference call that costs $10,000, $15,000, $20,000, $30,000? You see rich people buying, $200,000 G-Wagons, Suburbans, Cullinans and shit. You see rich people going to like VIP to concerts and stuff like that. Come here. You see rich people buying helicopters? Come here. You see rich people buying private planes? Come on. It's a tax deduction. They're writing all that shit off. Your whole lifestyle is trash. And then I see all the entertainers, the rappers, the celebrities. They're buying a whole bunch of cars cash. I want a Lambo. I want a Hellcat. I want a Scat Pack. And then they on Instagram flexing like they did something. Show me the tax deductions. Show me the cash flow. I'm not impressed with that shit. You shouldn't be either. That's why I'm on here. You know, the crazy part about it is when it comes to like designer clothes or even logos, I don't even like dressing like this. Only reason I do it because a lot of times y'all won't even listen to what I'm saying if I wore some bullshit. I have to dress nice or I get discredited. If I came on here with a scruffy beard, nappy hair, and a t-shirt on, y'all wouldn't listen to a fucking word I said. I gotta be in front of a damn Lambo taking selfies with drip and a posse. It's fucking nuts. But you know what's crazy is, I'm on a rant, I'm sorry. Only community that's like this is my Melanin Challenge friends. I've seen people literally giving $1 million worth of game in t-shirts on this community. No one bats an eye. You don't see nobody in his comment section talking shit. If I wore a t-shirt sitting in front of a Honda, every comment will be talking shit about the Honda. Every fucking comment, man. But they just don't know that the Honda is used to go check on my properties and my businesses. And I'm not putting all these miles on whatever I got else in the parking lot. And it's irrelevant because I'm not bragging. Because I want to lead with the game, not with the bullshit. Okay, we talked about cars. Okay. And then we also talked about investments. Now let's talk about real estate, right? The subject of the day is you're doing it wrong. You think you're good, but you're not good. I just told you how to properly buy cars. I just told you proper ways you should be investing, right? Someone said IULs. Someone said buying cars. You should lease them. Someone said buy them cash. Why am I buying cars cash? How about I put a down payment on a business or a down payment on real estate? When the money from the business and the real estate comes in, then I can take the cash flow from that and buy and pay the payment of my cars or pay the payments of my houses. Right? Y'all are hustling backwards. Y'all go out here, y'all get a job. Then y'all get married. Then y'all buy a house. Then y'all buy a whole bunch of expensive cars, and then y'all take vacations. Right? But you can lose your job at any given time. And your job, no matter how much money, how much effort you put into that job, it's never going to increase the amount of money you make unless you get a raise or something. Right? But if you get an annual raise, that's just to hedge inflation. Hedge is just a fancy word. It's protect from inflation. Buy land. Come on, bro. I can do this all day. You're not doing it right. The name of the subject is you're doing money wrong. We talk about real estate now, right? Buying land. How do you buy real estate, people? As soon as you get married, you buy a house? How do you do it? Anybody? Y'all want to take a stab at it? I'm not going to critique you. I'm just going to tell you you're wrong. I'm not reading nobody's specific names off. Hey, Richard, what's happening? Two Richards don't make it right. Someone says multi-family, multi-unit. A lot of people, when they say multi-units, they are saying it wrong, right? There's multiple ways to do multi-family, right? So someone says fixed credit. Fixed credit? What the hell does that got to do with buying a house? You don't even need the best credit to buy a house. You don't even that. You're doing that wrong now. So instead of multiplex. Rich, where you streaming besides Facebook? Good question. And I'm gonna give you a little intermission while y'all learning. I'm streaming on Facebook, 2 accounts, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. And if you want to learn more about this process while y'all commenting, I have a free class coming up. Click the link in the bio or click the link on my homepage, and then it should take you to a random page. It should say Be Your Own Boss Training. Click on there. It literally takes 30 seconds to sign up, not even. I don't sell you information. I'm not going to bombard you with spam, right? You want to come, you come. If you don't, I don't give a damn, right? Someone said, buy it in your business name. Real estate, you can get tax benefits from having it in your business and or in your personal name. So that's almost irrelevant. Someone said use a 7A loan. Okay, I'm going to harp on this because there are people on social media, and I'm not going to call them out because I don't do that, not all the time. But there are a lot of big financial influencers who talk about how to buy real estate using a business loan. And I literally sat on their live and watched them explain how they did it. And they have no fucking clue what the hell they're talking about. Not a smidget. So I'm telling y'all, these people on these damn apps, you think they know what they're talking about. They got all the little flashy shit behind them. They wear the nice little Louis Vuitton clothes and the Gucci and the bling. Talking about they're buying businesses, they're buying real estate, they're buying storage units. And then I listened to how they did it. And I know people who work directly for Bank of America, Truist, Chase, business management departments. Directly, I have lunches with these guys. And they'll tell me the game. And the shit that people are talking about, y'all are idiots. They're dumb, right? Not a fucking clue. I wish I could call them out, but my objective is to put y'all on some real game and get y'all understanding the real way some of this money stuff works. Because all that fluff shit that people be talking about online, it's all trash. It's all trash. I bought my storage unit using a SBA 7A loan. Mother clucker, you can't even buy a self-storage unit with a 7A loan. If anything, it would be a SBA 504 loan. 504 is when you buy real estate and a business at the same time. But a self-storage unit is not a fucking business. It is a piece of commercial real estate. So it would fall under a commercial loan, you goober. That requirement is not 10% down, which he said he did. You can't fucking finance no SBA 7A loan on no commercial building without a business attached to it. That's a 504 plan. And then it'll be 10% down, but there's no self-storage unit that have a business attached to it. Who is this idiot? Who teaching these people this shit? That don't even make any sense. And then he was like, then the dude was bragging like, oh man, I put the self-storage unit in my business name. And then I changed the self-storage unit to my family's name. So let me get this straight. Use a business loan, which you can't do, to acquire an asset, which you didn't, with 10% down, generally for a commercial unit is 20 to 25% down, to then change the name of the business to your family name, which majority of rich people don't put anything in their personal name to reduce liability. And then you lose out on the creditability of the business. If I Google that self-storage unit near me and I already know the name of it, why the fuck would you change the name? You got 20 years of history with that name, but I'm gonna change it to my name so I can feel cool and important. You are a fucking idiot. That doesn't make any sense. That's why you're a brokey. That's why people don't listen to this shit online. I'm sorry. I'm ranting. I am sorry. This shit's getting on my nerves. People are pissing me off. These gurus online have no clue what they're talking about. Hello. Is it me you're looking for? Okay, cool. I'm sorry. So how do you buy property, people? How do you buy property? Got my hand hurting and shit. What's the proper way to buy property? So you go get a job, you buy your first house on you and your wife income or something like that. Use an FHA loan, put 3.5% down. That's what you're supposed to do it. Is that the game, people? Or that's what broke people like to tell you what to do? Okay. On the part of buying a business, buying a house, I'll put that as a lower tier, right? That's like a D/C2 tier. Do you know there's about 7 or 8 government programs out there that give you down payment assistance to buy a home? All you got to do is go to 2 financial classes. 2 financial classes that are an hour apiece. Not even that one, Ty. There's 7 financial classes. There's 7 programs out there. You just got to take an hour-long class twice to talk about the responsibility of ownership, the responsibility of paying your bills on time, the responsibility of paying your credit, and the responsibility of investing. And they'll give you down payment assistance on your home. And these programs use grants secured by the federal government because the federal government wants you to buy these homes. They want things to buy this stuff, right? Someone said NACA. NACA's one. Someone else said USDA loans. That's another one. But there's more than that. There's tons of them. So using someone else's money for a down payment, which a lot of people say, I can't afford the down payment, which is kind of bull stool in itself, right? It's only a priority because you don't want to. It's not a priority because you don't want to do it. Mr. Richard, I ain't got enough money. You don't have enough money because you don't want to do it. I'll put it like this. If I gave you, now here we go. I'm going to ask some questions. Could you give me $1,000 right now if I asked you? It's kind of rhetorical. You don't have to answer. Do you have $1,000 right now that you can spare me? Right? Somebody said yes. Somebody said I will. Somebody said yes. Someone said yes. Cool. You got $5,000 you can spare me. You can loan me $5,000. And a lot of people, now this is where you're going to get the rubber starts in the road. No, no, no. Somebody said yes. Someone said not 5, not 5. Some people say yes. Okay, cool. I'll make you a deal. If you can bring me $5,000 cash 1 month's time from now, so whatever today's date is, 1 month's time, you can bring me $5,000 cash. You know what? Fuck it. Let's make it interesting. $10,000. 1 month from now, I want $10,000. Someone said they lying. Yeah, they lying. You give me, let's make it a little more reasonable. 2 months. You put $10,000 in my hand, and I'll give you, in exchange for that $10,000, I'll give you $100,000 cash. If I gave you 2 months to bring me $10,000, but in exchange, I'll give you $100,000 cash. Look at the comments, y'all. It's not the fact that you don't have the money for the house. It's just not a priority. What I did is I made something as simple as a wager priority. Now, this is what's crazy. This is what I love about this experiment. Everybody in here just thought about a way how to do it. All y'all little mother cluckers thought exactly how to do it. God dang it, I love it. I love educating people because all of y'all just came up with the answer in your head. You know what? $10,000, shit, I can sell this car. I can sell some plates. I can mow some grass. I can go do some DoorDash. All of y'all just fucking did that. Why can't you do it now? What's the difference? All of y'all did it. I know you did it because I did it. I mean, come on, man. All of y'all did it. 2 months, $10,000. You broke right now, apparently. Broke. I need $10,000 in 2 months. Shit, I can sell my car. I can work extra weekends. I can borrow some money from Craig. I can get some money from my mama. I can start doing DoorDash. I can start doing couch flipping. I can start doing Uber Lyft. You just solved the freaking problem in your head. You literally just solved your own problem. But then I'll ask, hey, who got money for a down payment for a house? Man, I'm broke. Man, I ain't got it. I asked y'all, give me $1,000. I can do 1,000. Give me $5,000. Man, I don't know if I can do that. I'm broke. Give me $10,000. Man, I can't do 10. Cool. I'll give you 2 months to give me $10,000. Give you $100,000. Deal. Cool. Take the same 2 months devoted to $10,000 and buy a fucking house. How about that, homeboy? That's the shit I be talking about, people. And sorry for cussing. That's the type of stuff I be talking about. Y'all say y'all can't do it until I give you a scenario that makes you think outside of the box. That's the difference between successful and rich people and middle class and broke people. Mr. and Mrs. Insufficient Funds. Because we always try to find solutions to problems, and a lot of people just make excuses why they can't do it. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, man. If you said I didn't have money for a down payment on the house, and then I gave you a scenario which you came up with the money, you're part of the problem. You are the 99%, and I'm sorry. But my objective is to get you to think like a 1%er. That's my objective, right? You came to me and said, I'll give you give me $10 million. I'll give you $100 million. I'm fucking good. I'll come up with $10 million. I'll find $10 million. Start thinking about that type of stuff too. Now here's a better scenario. $100,000. Or one family member of yours you'll never see again. You got 6 months. Or even better, $100,000 cash, 1 year's time, or you spend 5 years in jail. Let's do that. 1 year. I want $100,000 in cash. Or you go to jail for 5 years. You know what? Fucking 10 years. Let me put some fuel under that fire. You go to jail for 20 years. You go to jail for 20 years, or you got to come up with $100,000 in a year. I bet you everybody in this fucking comment section is coming up with $100,000. Because now you have an objective. And I don't give a damn you borrow the money. I don't give a damn you take out loans. I don't give a damn you get investors. I don't give a damn if you do any of that other shit. The bad part about it is, if I gave some people in this comment section 1 year to come up with $100,000. Some people do it in 2 weeks. Some people will show up at my door. Yo, here you go. Here you go. I got it. I'm ready. Like, how'd you do it? Hey, don't ask. Hey, man, don't ask, man. The point is, someone said, what's the point? The point is, a lot of people aren't where they are financially because all they do is make excuses. I don't have $100,000 down for a business. I don't have $50,000 down for a business. I don't have $5,000 for a down payment on a house. Cool. Come up with $10,000 in the next 3 months. I'm going to throw you in jail for 5 years. I bet you come up with $10,000 then. So what you're saying is not a reasoning. It's just an excuse. And excuses are like buttholes. Everybody has them, and most of them stink. And the difference between 99% of y'all and me is that someone gave me something. You could put me on the streets with a cell phone and a pickup truck and $100 in my wallet. I got to get to $100,000 in 1 year. I'll see you in a month. I will see you in a month. And we'll get to the bag. I was like, how you want it? In hundreds or cashier's check? Don't ask. No excuses, my brother. No excuses. So when it comes to buying houses, most people are doing that wrong, right? Down payment, you can't afford it, it's bull stool. And something else that a lot of other cultures, other than black people, do, and white people don't do this either, but a lot of Middle Eastern, Latinos, Asians, they do this. Why aren't you living with your family while you stack money together? I don't understand it. If I have a 5-bedroom house and it's just 3 members in my house, and your brother has a 3-bedroom house, but just him and his girlfriend or something, and your other brother or your sister has a 2-bedroom house and it's just her, and your mom has a 4-bedroom house, but just her and her dad. Why the fuck we got 4? Why are we renting 4 houses? I don't even get that. I've met people who hired me as a consultant for their family. And I said, all of y'all are renting. They said, yeah. I said, why don't all y'all just buy one house that's big enough for all y'all? How far y'all live away from each other? Maybe 5 or 10 minutes from each other. And you know what I hear? Well, I need my space. It ain't even your space. It's the landlord's space. What the fuck? I could have said if you bought the thing, it ain't even yours. You need your space in your apartment? You goober? No, man. Suck it up for a year. Save up enough money. And you buy your own place. Not all of y'all in 2 years' time, all of y'all have houses. Or y'all can just rent forever and complain that the system's broke. The president's keeping me down. These damn Democrats or these damn Republicans or something. It's always something. You know, y'all ain't even doing that shit right. Right? Moral of the story is, people, there's multiple ways to get real estate. You can get a single family home, you can get a duplex, you can get a quadplex, you get a fourplex. That's up to 4 units. You can finance 4 units as a single family, as a individual. 5 units or more is considered an apartment complex or a commercial building, right? You got to put more money down. You can get 3.5% down for a fourplex. Why don't you just buy a fourplex? You stay in a unit, your mama stay in a unit, your brother stay in a unit, and your sister or your other brother stay in another unit. Y'all all put in, divide the mortgage or the house payment by 4. Y'all pay that and keep the difference. God dang. So the moral of the story is a lot of people are doing this stuff wrong. Y'all ain't got a clue on how some of this stuff works. You know, y'all ain't got a clue. But someone said I just bought a fourplex with $6,000 down. Where it at? Oh my goodness, man. Where's my stuff? Hell yeah, I just bought a fourplex. Where you live? You must be I already know what state you in too. You buying a fourplex with $6,000 down. What state you in? Yeah, it's typically the Midwest, North Midwest. That's where you do that at. Homes. Anyways, let's do some preguntas. I like rapid fire questions, people. So ask away. You know, ask away. This is y'all time to shine. People always saying, Mr. Richard, you don't answer no questions. I'm just talking to get y'all in here and getting hyped up. So whatever questions y'all got, we streaming live on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, and some of y'all questions take a little longer to come through, so give me some time. And a lot of them. Oh, look, somebody complaining about the president. That ain't what we do here. I don't give a damn who's in office. The president will never dictate or break anything that I'm doing. Now, does the cost of doing business go up? Sure. That's just normal inflation. That's just part of the game. It happens. Okay, cool. Instead of this month, I'm bringing in 290,000 instead of 304,000. Ooh. I'll write off my taxes. It is what it is. Okay. How to invest in an absentee business? Okay, well, first of all, you have to sit back and ask yourself, is a absentee business what I want? Because a lot of people want an absentee business, or a lot of people are in love with the idea of an absentee business, but they really don't want an absentee business. As soon as they get there, as soon as they get in there, a lot of people don't like to relinquish control to someone else. You know, and that's something that you have to learn to deal with. You have to understand that things are going to happen when you're not there that you might not agree with. And then sometimes people will want an absentee business and they'll say, well, the manager's making this amount of money. They're not doing a good job. I'll just hire myself as the manager and I'll come in and do a manager position, half part-time, and pay myself the extra $60,000, $70,000, $80,000 on top of the $300,000 or $200,000 I'm making. So now I'm bringing in a 280 versus 200, and now I have more control. Or sometimes people will they'll buy an existing business and it's an absentee owner, or not, it's a owner operator, like a little UPS store or something like that. The UPS store might be bringing in $1.50, but the owner is there all day long. Someone says, well, now I want to hire somebody to do the manager's role or the operator's role, pay them $60,000, $70,000, and now I bring in 70 grand and I'm not doing anything except checking in on the place. Some people want to do that and some people don't. So it really depends on you and or the situation and or that type of business, right? But just to say absentee meaning that you're not there. And then you really have to define what absentee is. You know, if I ask 100 people in here, hell, let's do that. What do you consider an absentee business? Watch this. Watch the comment section. What do you consider an absentee business? You know, some people will say, I'm not there. Some people say, I do work on the business, but I do it from home. Someone says when the owner is silent. Someone says when the manager runs it. Someone says minimal approval, which Minimal is not even a detailed, it's not even a measurable metric. Minimal is not measurable, right? I don't know how many hours that is. What's minimal? I don't know what that means. Someone said part time. Well, what is part time? What is part time? Some people consider part time less than 20 hours a week. Some people consider part time less than 35 hours a week. You know, somebody said absentee means absent, but is it absent from the business, meaning you're not there, or absent in the company, not doing anything, or you're just working from home, but you're devoting 30 hours a week from home, but you're not physically located there? You know, that's where the education and the divide comes in. A lot of people don't really understand what absentee is because there's really no true definition of absentee. I can act like I said, I just asked all y'all. It's comically between all social media platforms, probably 160 people in here. And out of the 160 people, I got 30 different answers. One person commented 6 times different answers. He don't even know. He's second guessing himself. Well, shit, maybe. Well, let me think about it. Damn, I ain't never thought about it. You know, that's what you need to ask yourself. You need to, you need to ask yourself that. You know. So those things we're talking about. Someone says physically not there. You know, it is what it is. So ask your questions, and while y'all are asking y'all questions, I'm gonna get to I'm gonna do a commercial break because I wouldn't be doing myself justice. There's a lot of y'all in here, so if you find this stuff interesting, you like talking about money, finances, credit, businesses, funding, investments, real estate. If that's your thing, and you can sit here and listen to me talk for hours on end, I like this type of stuff. I enjoy it. Right? I have a free training coming up. Click the link on the main page. It should say either Stan Store or therichgetricher.com. It's going to bring it to my storefront or whatever the hell you want to call it. It's going to say Be Your Own Boss. Click on Be Your Own Boss. Join the free class. Right? It's literally name, text message, and an email. Right? I don't solicit your information. I don't sell it to the farm. I'm not going to spam you. None of it. So you want to come? Have a free training class on buying absentee businesses, buying real estate, investments, credit, funding, whatever you want to talk about, right? We could talk about it there too. Someone said all of the above. Oh, I love all of the above. Okay, yeah, like what are you talking about? But yeah, answer the questions. I just started a moving company, make $500 an hour. You know what? You didn't really start a moving company. You kind of started a side business or a side hustle that pays you $500 an hour to move people. Because I don't know what kind of moving company that you have. I don't know if you have your business structure proper. You know what's crazy about when people start a business? They do things that businesses. Let me see how to say this properly. They'll do things that a business. They'll do things that they feel like a business should be doing, but they're not really doing anything that they should be doing, right? I'll meet people and say, yo, man, I started my company. Cool, what'd you do? I got an LLC. What else? I got business cards. I got some coffee cups and coffee mugs. I got some t-shirts. What the? How's this making you money? Is this making you money? I got a website. Is that making you money? Who goes to your website? You got something that no one even goes to. There's even products on there. What do you even sell? You know? But a lot of people, when they start moving companies, you have a full-time, in theory, a full-time side hustle. because you're going to have to stop what you're doing. You're probably going to be moving the stuff yourself, maybe a buddy of yours, and you might make decent money. You might charge $2,500 for a move, $2,000 for a move, but you say you make $500 an hour, but gas ain't free, your truck ain't free, the buddy you're paying ain't free, insurance ain't free, and generally those moves probably take longer than it's supposed to, and you're doing it yourself, you know. And I'll put you on some real game too. Let's say if you was, after all your expenses, making $500 a month, which you're not. I know you're not, right? You're not lying to me. Come on, though. Look at me in my eyes. You're not making $500 a month after expenses, after your truck, your insurance, your employees, and your overhead. And if the job that you quoted for takes longer, it's not $500 an hour, right? You might be making $500 pre-expenses. Then after expenses, you're probably bringing in a couple $100, maybe, right? And that's before taxes, if you're even paying taxes, right? Because you're trying to grow. What I would do is I would hustle a little bit. And save as much money as possible, and then I would buy an existing moving company that already have people, that already have systems and teams in place, that already has marketing, that already has a chain of people that want to move already, that has insurance, that have trucks already. And then now you can go and manage those people and let them break their damn backs. And now you can be really making $500 an hour, not doing shit. That's the game. That's what I would do, right? But hey, what do I know? You say $500 easy? Come on, brother. Look me in my eyes, man. I don't believe it. I know how much money moving companies make. I helped a buddy. Well, it really wasn't a buddy. It was a client. This was last year. Purchased a moving company. I know what moving companies make, man. I know what majority of any business makes. I can tell you the ins and outs, the logistics, the overhead, the expenses, the cost of acquisition, the cost of dispositions, the SEDs, the cash flows, the P&Ls, the year-to-date, 99% of business. Every once in a while, I get something that's kind of weird. Like there was a guy talking about buying an IT company that runs fiber optic cables or some shit, and I'm just like, what? I ain't like, that's not my thing. Some businesses, I'm like, I didn't even know that was even like a thing. I know some companies do it. Somebody has to do it. Just never looked into it. But once you understand one company, you can kind of understand them all, right? But it's all good. He said, I know a lot, but I'm telling you, bro. Okay, cool. I'll take your word on it. We'll be just agreeing to disagree. But ask your questions. Mr. Moving Guy Company, you just started this moving company, and if you're making that kind of money, you might want to scale it, and you might want to move on to some bigger and better things. This is the opportunity where you ask somebody who's in these industries, who's in these streets, who's making this kind of money, making good money, you know. And I'm not, you know, I'm gonna put you on some game, Mr. Mover Man. You say you're making $500 an hour, cool. But like, are you bragging? You me give you a high five? You me tell you what I make an hour? You don't even want to know. And it ain't moving. I ain't even doing this. I got a bad shoulder. I need a backiotomy. My knees, all that military service, carrying up the country and holding that United States flag up. My right knee is a little off, man. I ain't lifting nothing, right? You can make $500 an hour, or you can make $2,000 an hour being the boss, the real boss. You know what I mean? That's the game, man. I'm gonna put you on something because I can respect the hustle, because I know what you're probably doing. You bootstrapping that. Stack your money. Don't reinvest into that. Use the money you're making, save up to buy an existing moving company. and you integrate your systems into that new company, and you will quadruple your income. You think $500 is cool? How about $5,000 an hour and you don't do shit? That's cool. That's a flex. How many people you know making $5,000 an hour who don't do nothing? I know a guy, he got 2 fingers and real handsome. Got 2 thumbs and real handsome. But it's all good. Thank you for being here, though. I appreciate it. So, hello, everybody. The accountant's in the house. I see you. Where do you find companies for sale? Yes. There's tons of them for sale. But this is more so than looking for companies to buy and sell. You need to learn how to evaluate a good business. Because, there's tons of things for sale out there. The best analogy I can think of for whoever said that, and this goes for everybody out here. What kind of car do you own, right? Tell me the car you have and how much is it worth. The first person who give me a good example, I'll use that car, okay? What is the value of your car and what kind of car is it? The first person who give me the answer, I'll give it to them. Someone said they just registered. Appreciate you. See you in class, my brother or sister. What's the value on it? Someone said a 2022 Tesla 3, 22,000. It's worth about $22,000. Cool. A Tesla 2021 worth about 22,000. I'll say 22 and 22 just to make that easier. A Tesla 2022 worth $22,000. Okay. He or she paid $22,000 for that Tesla. Now, if I was driving down the street and I saw that same Tesla for $22,000, is that a good buy? Yes or no? Someone said a CLA Mercedes for $60,000. Brother, what the hell? You might be making all that money from that damn moving company, but you're spending it all on dumb stuff. Ugh, gross. Come on, man. Heck no. There ain't no way. Pooey. Okay, so y'all say no. A $22,000 car that's worth $22,000 for sale for $22,000. That is not a good deal. That's average. You're buying it. What you pay? What it's worth? Same car, a 2022 Tesla, right? It's one for sale for $28,000. Now, is that a deal? Normally, they're going for $22,000, but this one's for sale for $28,000. Is that a good deal? Right? No. Let me see where you're coming in at. No. Heck no. No. Don't scream at me, man. I see you. No. I see you, Instagram. No. Okay. A 2022 Tesla that's worth $22,000. I saw another one that's for sale for $15,000. Now, is that a good deal? A $22,000 car for sale for $15,000. You're probably thinking to yourself, why is it so cheap? What's going on with this? Hey, what's going on with this car? Normally they're $22,000, right? This one's $15,000. Oh man, I got arrested. I'm going to jail for 6 years. I need the cash for a lawyer. First one that comes up with the money can have it. Or I'm moving out the country. I got to move back home to France to take care of my auntie. I need the money. I leave in a week. Or, hey man, I'm getting deported. I need the cash now. First one with $15,000. Get it. Or, hey man, I'm getting a divorce. My wife says she want to take half, but she can't take half of what I don't have. I'm gonna sell it for $15,000 and keep the cash. You know. And then this is what's crazy. This is what's crazy. A lot of people in the comment section, first thing y'all reverted to is that something was wrong with the car. Something must be wrong with it. It must have a high lot of miles. Batteries must need a good replacement. It must be a lemon for them to be selling it that cheap. You never know what people are going through. And instead of looking what's wrong with something, show me what's right with it. And while a lot of people look at stuff and say, oh man, I bet it's a scam. I bet you something's up. I bet you something's wrong with this. You know what? I'm going to say yes to this, and I'll deem if it's bad or not. Not it's bad and you convince me. That's a loser's mentality. You are doing money wrong. That's the between 1% and 99%. 99% of people always look at something. What's wrong with this? Rich people say, I'm getting a deal. Right? I'll look it over, and if it don't make sense, it don't make sense. It's a scam. Why should I buy this? The mileage are high. Bet something wrong with it. No, you'd be surprised what people go through. Same thing with houses. Same thing with real estate. Same thing with businesses. Now, instead of a $22,000 Tesla, let's say a $2 million company. This company should be selling for $2 million, but now they're selling it for 1.5. Why is this company for sale for $1.5 million? I'm going to jail. I'm getting deported. I got to move out the country. Illness in the family. You see what I just did, people? It's the same thing, just on a bigger scale. If you can't buy a $20,000 car right, you can't even buy a $10 million, a $2 million business right. You can't buy a $200,000 company right. Same thing. Same thing. Oh, somebody contribute to the super chat. I see you. YouTube, I see you. Okay, so I'm going to answer this question because I'm being summoned. Hey, I'd like to interview you on YouTube. So you want to do a Q&A or something? Yeah, DM me on Instagram and just say I was in your super chat on YouTube. And we can see if we can set something up. I need to start doing more interviews, right? But you better bring the A game of questions and don't waste my time either, right? And that goes for anybody. If you want to send me a message on Instagram, go ahead. That's the best way to reach me. I get a lot of DMs. I probably get like 300 or 400 DMs a day. But I sit back and go through them. I pick out certain days to go through it. But the moral of that story is that people always talk about, I want to buy a business. Where do I go to find businesses? But then I'll give you a simple scenario on buying a car. You know the value of the car. You know what kind of car you was getting. And people start criticizing it. If you did that with that, you'll do the same thing with a business. Oh, something got to be wrong with this. Something's wrong. Why would you be selling it? It must be a dud. It must go bankrupt. You're not ready. Hey, what's up, sir? I see you. Say what's up. Someone said DM me on TikTok. TikTok is, I don't like their messaging system. It's horrible. It is horrible. But yeah, I'm not gonna stay on here too much longer. I gotta get off here in a sec. But ask the questions. That's what we're here for, right? And to the individual with that expensive ass car payment, you better sell it. You better not keep that dang thing. Someone says I have 100K. What would you invest in specifically? Well, Mr. or Mrs., what would I invest in specifically? Specifically, there's a multitude of things I would invest in. And I teach this system specifically. I call it the five I call it the 5 pillars, but I'm gonna change my name because there's a book called the 4 pillars, and I don't want to take someone's idea. So the 5 Pentagon of finance or something, I don't know what to call it. You're gonna focus on these things. First of all, you need to focus on your credit. It costs more money to borrow money with a lower credit score. Somebody with a 580 and someone with a 780, the person with a 580 is gonna pay 2 times as much for the same material. Or the same thing. You get a car at a 580, your interest rate is gonna be 15%. You try to get a car at a 780, your interest rate is gonna be 3%. So now you're paying an extra $500 or $300 or something a month just to have a vehicle, if you do finance a vehicle. And if you do, you should be in your business name and write it off on your taxes. Okay? So 1, you need to focus on your personal credit. 2, you need to get a business, right? LLC, S corp, sole proprietorship. I see some people say you shouldn't get an LLC. You should get an S corp. You should get a sole proprietorship. Bro. I don't give a fuck what you do. Get something, right? We need to start writing some shit off. We need some tax deductions. And you as an individual ain't it. Then, that's an investment in itself. That credit and business structure, that's one thing. Next, we need to start focusing on some investments. What are you investing your money in? You might have $100,000 in cash, but what's your portfolio look like? You could put $100,000 into a portfolio. The portfolio is going to do 10, 12% juice if you follow the S&P 500 since the Great Depression, 1937. And then you can borrow against that portfolio. While that portfolio grows, you take out a loan against it. You take the loan, you buy something that makes money. The money coming in from that asset pays the loan off. While your $100,000 that's sitting in the investment still grows. So now you're growing on 3 platforms. Your credit's getting stronger, your initial investment grows stronger, and that asset you bought grows in value. Or buy a business, right? Or you need to work on your taxes. Start writing stuff off on your taxes. Or, all that kind of stuff. I can sit on a harp. I can harp all day about the benefits of what I can do with 100 grand. I'll just put it like this, brother. You got 100 grand, and if 1 year from now you're still working, you messing up. Anybody in here, if you can get the 100 grand in cash, you messing up a lot. Hell, 50 grand in cash, you shouldn't be working. Right? And I gave you the analogies on how to get to 100 grand in cash. I gave you the analogies on how to get the 100 grand in cash. No. Mr. Rich, I can't do it. I don't make enough. Yeah. Says everybody who's ever been broke their whole life. There ain't a rich person in the world that says, I ain't never had enough. And why do so many rich people have struggled in their early lives, but yet they made it out? But you can't? The system's against you? Oh, let me guess, it's the president. Oh, let me guess, it's Democrats. Oh, let me guess, it's Republicans. Oh, let me guess, China. Oh, let me guess, Russia. Oh, let me guess, your circumstances. Said every broke person ever. Mr. and Mrs. freaking insufficient funds always got something to say. They always got something to say. Always excuses, no real talk. You know? All right, so someone said SBA loan businesses, are there discounts for disabled veterans for SBA loans? Franchises, yes. Existing regular businesses, no. And existing businesses, no. Franchises, yes. A lot of times veterans get waived their franchise fee and stuff like that. Someone said, how did you learn? Self-taught, or how did you learn? Or were you self-taught? It's a combination of both. I paid for mentorship. I've paid for coaching. I've paid for guidance. And I also did a lot of School of Hard Knocks, and I did a lot of like reading. But I'll tell you what, I've learned more. My personal opinion, I've learned more. If I had to put them in order, books, I would give it about a 6 out of 10. School of Hard Knocks, just going out there and trying the stuff, I get about a 9.1. Just going out and doing it and just seeing if you like it. That's 9.1. Mentoring. So to me, there's a difference between mentoring and learning from other people. There's two people who learn from other people. You can learn from other people and be mentored at the same time, and they're almost like one and the same. Like, I can watch somebody's action and how they do it and learn from them, while also they're teaching me how they did it. And I think you need kind of both. One hand washes the other, and it's like the yin and yang of mentoring and coaching. You can watch somebody do something, and then you can ask them how they did it. You know what I mean? I think that's how you really get ahead, right? And I'll put that at like a high 8, 8.5, 8.6, maybe 8.9, right? But I think a lot of the game is going out there and doing it yourself, because you can have a mentor, and like, you can hire me as a mentor, or you can hire me as a consultant. I can teach you everything there is about money, right? Everything. But at some point in time, you have to execute. You have to go out there and do it. And you will see the things that I say to be true, or the things that I wasn't too clear on, and you get an understanding, a different perspective of it, because you're living it. You know? But like books and stuff like that, books are subjective. They're what you make it. And I think a lot of, but I talked about mentoring and learning. I talked about doing it yourself. I also talked about books. But 10 out of 10, the best thing you could do to be financially savvy, I think you have two things. And you'll hear, and I want you to, if you don't remember nothing else I say, remember what I'm about to say now, okay? One, you have to be a little delusional. And when you see other people who are successful saying this, you will say, that's what he's talking about. You have to almost believe it so much that it's comically insane. You almost have to will it. You almost have to say to yourself, this is what's happening, and I'm not doing anything other than this to make this goal happen. And it sounds stupid, and it sounds weird, and a lot of people can't hype themselves up. So I'm being transparent as possible. And when you see this from other people who are successful, right? I don't care if you call it manifesting. If you go Google, and there's a book called The Secret. The book, The Secret, it's all people who are super successful. Their quotes of like them believing in it before it happened. Right? I was watching something earlier today, and there was this Olympian who wrote down on a piece of paper 500 times, "I will be an Olympic champion. I will be an Olympic champion. I will be an Olympic champion." Because you almost have to like comically convince yourself that it already happened before it actually happened. And I listen to me, y'all. Don't look at me like I'm crazy, and don't judge me. And it sounds stupid, but if you're not living that life before that life happens, then that life will never happen. You almost have to start looking at it like, I already own this business. I already own this real estate. I am already a multimillionaire. I am already an avid investor. And that positive energy, or that understanding of the game, it will start to like, it will be attracted to you. And the money and shit, it starts flowing. If you speak that way, you act that way, you carry yourself a certain way, money will follow. Right? You ever heard the expression, positive, positive attracts positivity and negativity attracts negative? If you saying, man, I'm broke, I'm always going to struggle, I can never get ahead, you know what's going to happen? You're never going to fucking get ahead. If you say, man, today is the day, I'm going to be successful, I'm going to be rich, I'm already rich, I'm already seeing myself making $100,000 a month, I'm already seeing myself doing all this stuff. The universe is made up of just energy. The term "fake it till you make it," it almost should be tattooed on everybody's forehead. The Law of Attraction. Wow, that's a book. The Secret. That's a book. Fake it till you make it. That's a book. Why do people write about this shit? Just like I said, you'll see the signs everywhere. You got to believe it. If you don't believe it, it won't happen. I've never met a successful person that didn't visualize themselves being successful. I watched a video of Conor McGregor. Conor McGregor was talking to Ronaldo. Conor McGregor goes up to Ronaldo. First of all, Ronaldo didn't even know who Conor McGregor was. That's how big Ronaldo is, the soccer player. And Conor McGregor says, "Hey, do you have a private jet?" He says, "Yes." Conor McGregor goes, "Think and Grow Rich?" There's another one. Conor McGregor goes, "Man, I'm going to get me a private jet one day." And Ronaldo kind of laughs him off like, "Yeah, whatever." He said, no, for real, right? I looked up what athlete makes the most money. You're number 1, and I'm number 28. But give me 2 years' time. I promise you I'll beat you. Ronaldo said, "Yeah, whatever. I don't care. Whatever." Blow off. Then they cut the scene. They show a picture of Conor McGregor walking up to his private plane that he told somebody he was going to get. And then he held up an article, said that he was the number 1 paid athlete in the world. And Ronaldo dropped to number 3. If you start paying attention to the signs, you start telling the universe that this is what's going to happen, the universe will give it to you. I'm not trying to sound crazy, and I'm not trying to blow smoke up your butt. If you don't believe it here and don't believe it here, you'll be broke the rest of your life, man. It's here, and it's here. Money comes and goes. How much money has gone through your hand over your lifetime? Probably millions of dollars. The only thing that makes the difference is a lot of people hold on to it and invest that money into something that makes them more money. The only difference between them and you is you spend your money on junk other people invest it. No difference. If I started off where you at, I would almost trade places with anybody in this room. Right? We got over 200 people. I would trade places with anybody in this room. I could do the exact same thing. I'm not blowing smoke up your butt, and I'm not making it up, like, because I believe, I know it. You see how I'm even talking like that? I know I will be right back on top. It sounds delusional, This guy he can't start where I'm at. I'm barely making ends meet. Look at me. 3 months, I'll be right back where I'm at. Hell, you gave me a job, I'd really be back. A decent income with a vehicle? Fuck no. That's almost a head start. Now you take away the vehicle and give me a cell phone and $300 and the clothes on my back. Maybe an extra month now because I need a vehicle. But you give me a vehicle, it's over. A vehicle and a cell phone and $200, it's over. All right, I'm ranting. I don't like to rant. So preguntas. I see who's been in here the whole time. I really appreciate y'all. I really appreciate y'all. Instagram in the house, Facebook in the house. Let me check in. Let me see. One person from Twitch. If you watching from Twitch, comment something, man. Because I don't. Your comments look weird to me. Someone said, "Do I do one-on-ones?" Yeah, if you're interested in, if you interested in it, click the link in the bio. Join the free class. I don't know where you're watching from: Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, TikTok, Twitter, Instagram. Just click the link in the bio. It should say "The Rich Get Richer" or like Stan Store or Linktree or something like that. Just click the link in the bio and join the free class. Someone said I'm on TikTok. Yes, I'm streaming on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 platforms, my brother. Should I put my property earnings into a trust? You know, somebody came to me the other day. Speaking of trust, somebody came to me the other day and said, "Hey, Mr. Rich, I have the best setup of my trust." I said, "Okay, cool. Break it down for me, I guess, if you want to talk about this. Because I'm going to prove a point to you." So I have a holding company in Wyoming. My holding company is in Delaware, which gives me anonymity. I set up my trust so I can be the beneficiary of the trust. I put my house in my trust. So if someone tries to sue the trust, I'm just the beneficiary of the trust. The trust just can be dissolved and I can roll that house over to another trust. And they never can find me because my Wyoming LLC. I have multiple holding companies and LLCs and all that kind of stuff. I said, cool. How much does it cost to make? What? You don't want to ask more about the trust? No. How much that cost? Just out of curiosity. Well, the lawyer fees to set up the trust, the LLCs, the holding companies, the Wyoming LLCs, the Wyoming holding companies, the Delaware holding company. The maintenance on it is about $3,000 a month. The initial setup is about $10,000. Cool. How much money that makes you a year? Well, it doesn't make me any money. It protects me. It protects what? How much money is it bringing in? Well, it doesn't make me any money. It costs me $3,000 a year to maintain. So you're spending $3,000 a year to maintain something that doesn't bring you any money. In your head, that makes sense. How about you spend that $15,000 and start a business or buy a business or buy some real estate? And then when that real estate starts bringing you some money in, you buy more real estate. Then you buy some more real estate. Then you buy a property management company to manage all your real estate. Then you buy a wholesaling company to wholesale real estate deals that you bought. And then when you do buy them and hold them, then your property management company can manage your properties. Then you're going to expand your portfolio from property management to multiple units from other people. Now, when your real estate is bringing you in 20, $15,000, $20,000 a month, your property management company is bringing you $10,000 a month, your wholesale company is bringing you $30,000 a month. Then let's set up that trust, because now that trust is going to be making you whatever's in it $30,000 to $40,000 a month. So when people ask me, how should I do something? I tell them, make money first. Then let's set up the trust. Because a trust without any money, it's like a pirate with buried treasure, but the chest ain't got nothing in it. Arr, look at here, mate. I have the best hiding spot for me treasure. Look at this. You go down 3 coconuts. You take a left at the palm tree. Arr. You gonna see the shipwreck. Go 3 paces left of the shipwreck. You bury it right there. Cool. What you putting in the buried treasure? What you burying? I ain't got nothing yet, but I got this bulletproof plan. The fuck are you talking about? Let's go get some money first. Then let's bury some treasure. Then once I have a lot of gold, then I can figure somewhere to bury it. Damn, that's a good analogy. Wow. 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 I literally love that analogy. That was a good analogy. Why are you worried about money you ain't got? You trying to protect money you ain't got? No. Like a pirate trying to protect treasure. You know what's crazy about it is, a lot of people don't even know this, but a lot of pirates are considered like poorer people, or like the scum of the older civilization. So for them to have a lot of money, let alone a lot of money to be burying, it's almost like a folklore, right? Pirates never bury treasure. They barely had enough money to scrape by. That's like saying a crackhead with a checking account. Yeah, exactly. See how stupid it sounds? Crackheads don't have checking accounts. They can barely keep enough money to keep the crack going. You know what I mean? Better question: when should you start a trust? You'll know. You'll know. To put it like this, if you have to ask, you ain't there. When you start making good money, when you have enough money, when you start bringing in enough money, or you have enough money to where you feel like I need to protect this asset, then we can get started. Think about it like that. If you don't have nothing worth protecting, no one don't want your 93 Honda Accord with a donut on it, right? No one don't want your chrome heart jeans and them whack ass Jordan 3s that are scuffed up. Nobody want that. When you start making real money, you'll know. If you have more to lose than gain from not having it, when you have enough assets that the assets pay for the trust and or the S corps and the sole proprietorships and the C corps and the holding companies, okay. A lot of people get a lot of people get Wyoming LLCs and buy a car in a Wyoming LLC to minimize taxes when they purchase cars or paying car tax, because Wyoming doesn't have car sales tax. So let's think about it. If the LLC holding company costs $2,000 to maintain, I'm buying a $2,000 car that's going to save me $2,000 in sales tax. Okay, what kind of car are you going to be buying that is going to be worth the while? You better be buying some fucking $100,000 cars and shit like that. That makes sense. You know what I mean? Someone said understood. Okay, cool. Enough about that. We got a handful more questions, then we got to go. Someone said, uh, I sent you a message on Instagram. Yeah, if you want to reach out to me, or you can't find the link to the class, just DM me on any social media platform and just say the word start, learn, info, or boom. Those are like trigger words that I use. And I know that you know what I'm talking about. Which state do I prefer to buy real estate in, brother or sister? I can sit here and talk for hours on different states to invest in real estate in, for hours. But, one, I will Google landlord friendly states. I'm not trying to make this about politics, but Republican states typically are better than Democratic states, but not necessarily. And then I would look up landlord friendly states. Some states are more landlord friendly than others. And or I would look at real estate that you can find real estate that you can find that has good cash flow. They have what's called the 1% rule, which asking price is 1% should be rent amount, but those are a lot harder to find now than was before. But you still can find them, right? But I'm telling you what, it's getting rough out here for real estate. The hedge funds and these private investors or these private lenders and these private companies are scooping up everything. Interest rates are killing all the profits, and it's just going to be harder out here to get this money. So best time to invest was yesterday. Second best time is today. And you need to get on it. You need to learn these skills on how to get this loan done. You need to learn these skills to get ahead. And if you don't, you are going to be behind the 8 ball, right? And you think that things are bad now in America. Wait till, keep on waiting. Stuff's not getting cheaper. Houses are not getting cheaper. People are valuing what they own more than ever. You ever seen something that was like cheaper back in the day and now it's ridiculously expensive? Not even like average price expensive. Like, you ever looked up your car online and you seen your car with more miles, worse condition, going for more than what you probably paid for yours? Because people are delusional when it comes to money. People think that what they have is more valuable because everything went up in price. You see it in real estate all the time. You see people's neighbors' houses selling for, like, dude, no one's paying $100,000 over what you want for your house with no updates. But this is the society we live in. And until we have some kind of correction or something like that, or until people start understanding that yesterday's price isn't today's price, we're just going to keep having delusional people out there. And it is what it is. That's just part of the game. But when it comes to real estate, what states are good to invest in? Yeah, there's a lot of them. A lot of Midwest states are good. Depends if you want to get to single family homes, you want to get into duplexes, quadplexes, fourplexes, you want to get into apartments, right? But if you want to sit down and talk to a specific strategy, I can break down every state. And I'll even put you on some game on how do I know what states are good and bad. I have a friend who owns one of the biggest telemarketing companies for real estate investors. So this person owns the company that invests, that the real estate investors, some of the biggest real estate investors, if I say their names, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. The big guys. They run their company that do cold calls for them, that call people to ask them to sell their house, or cold text messages. So what happens is that person will come to me and they'll say, hey, Mr. Richard, I need some investment help. Or Mr. Richard, I need my cousin or my sister or somebody need their credit worked. And I said, you know what? Let's do this. I'll do their credit for free. But I need the list of who these big hedge funds and these big corporations, who they're calling and what are they buying? What's their buy box? Oh, Cool, I got you. Here's their credit information. Boom. Okay, this is who they're calling. They're calling these states. They're buying these many homes. This is their buy box. They'll need 2 plexes, 4 plexes, quad plexes, anything between 5 units and 13 units. They're buying in these areas and they're offering 80% on the dollar or 60 cents on the dollar. And I'm like, cool. So I just take whatever they're doing. I do the same thing. But I'm just not some Asian in the Philippines or something like that. I'm just a regular person. And I talk about regular stuff. And you're not gonna outsell me versus a VA overseas. First thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna establish rapport. I'm gonna put you on some game. This is how you cold call like nobody else's business. Hey Jim, sorry to bother you, man. You're my last call. I've already made my quota for the month, and you just last on my list today. I apologize, but I see you have a house that you probably want to sell. If I do buy it or don't buy it, I don't care. I'm leaving in 20 minutes. I just had to make this call. So can you tell me a little bit about the house or something like that? Because you're on my list and it says you want to sell it, but I don't know even if we can do a deal or nothing like that. If you're not, it's fine. It's fine with me, right? They say no. Okay, cool. I see you. I'm calling a Texas number. Are you still in Texas or you relocated? Okay, what part? You can name any state, all of y'all. Name a state. I can name a city. I can name a landmark. I can name the weather. I can name the major attractions. I can talk about the traffic. I can name the major highways. All of it. It's comically easy, right? So y'all now you're gonna name off random cities. Someone said Arizona. Okay, Phoenix. I heard Phoenix this time of year is great, but I didn't know that even in Phoenix it's so hot. If you go to like the mountain range and stuff like that, there's snow up there. You wouldn't think there was snow up there in Phoenix or in Arizona. You know, stuff like that. Oh man, where'd you visit? And then we'll just go on a rant talk. 20 minutes later, I got rapport. You're not gonna get that from some Philippine Asian person in the Philippines. You're not gonna get that. And then whenever they do, you know what? I didn't mean to hold you up from so much of your time. You are on my list, but if you ever decide to sell your home, my name's Mr. Richard, your name's Mr. John, reach out to me, man. Save my number, right? Just shoot me a text message and say, I'm thinking about selling. And I'll give you the best offer you can. I'll cut through the fluff. I won't waste your time. We'll go from there. Thank you. Click. 2 weeks later. Hey, this Mr. John. This Mr. Richard. I'm thinking about selling that house. Got him. The hedge funds don't get that. I got it. Boom. I'll offer them 70 cents on the dollar. I have a $400,000 house for sale for $300,000. I put a $10,000 markup. I sell it to an investor for $310. They put 40 into it. They sell it for 300. They make 50. I make 10. They get their house sold for cash. Win, win, win. I don't lose at this stuff, people. I do not lose. Anyways, I got to get off here. My time has elapsed. And I'm getting hungry, and I'm getting cranky, and I'm getting tired. So, I appreciate y'all for being on here. Like I stated before, if you like talking about money, you like talking about finances, you like talk about credit, talk about business funding, you talk about real estate acquisitions, you like talking about investments, talk about S corps, sole proprietorship, C corps, you like talking about ETFs, mutual funds, crypto. I don't give a damn what it is. You like talking about buying businesses, storage units. I am the guy, right? I love talking about money. Love, 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 love. I will literally sit on this chat for hours on end and talk about money. However, my throat's starting to hurt. I'm getting disgruntled. I'm seeing spots. I haven't eaten. And I gotta go. So if you want to learn more about this stuff, click the link in the bio, like I stated previously. Click the link in the bio, come to the free class, learn more about this stuff. I appreciate y'all being here. I appreciate y'all hanging out. At least give me a follow. And thank you for your time.